Love ya.
Good morning, everyone. Hope you're having a flare-free day. I am in my goggles today. It's a new look for me. I have my left eye kind of irritated for a couple of weeks now because I overuse my contacts. I just wear them constantly. So it's time for me to switch it up, to change it up, and to finally get some relief for my eye for a little bit of a break. So I'm in the goggles today and for probably a couple more weeks just to give my eye a break. But other than that, everything is great. Everything is fine. I did want to come on here and give a little bit of a video about managing the holidays while living with a chronic illness because it's coming up fast and it's important to kind of give ourselves grace and compassion during this time, especially with a chronic illness, because I find even for myself, I want to do everything above and beyond to prove that I'm able to do it. But sometimes we just need a little helping hand or a little bit of a support for our boundaries that make us feel comfortable and healthy. So if you're interested in some tips and tricks to help manage the holidays while living with a chronic illness, then please keep on watching. Okay, tip number 1 for managing the holidays with a chronic illness is protecting your boundaries. Now, you know your body best. You've gotten this far with, understanding what causes flare-ups. You've gotten this far of getting a name to your pain or to talk with your doctor. So again, you know your body and the limits that you've set. The holidays can sometimes be a time where we stretch our boundaries because there's a lot of events happening, there's a lot of activities, and sometimes we just kind of say, okay, it's going to be for a short couple of months that I'm going to be doing all of these things, and then I'll get back into my actual routine of what I've set for myself. And that can sometimes put our health at a disadvantage because throughout the year before the holiday season, we've done all of these things to prioritize ourselves, and then we kind of have it drop off a bit during the holidays. So tip number 1 is to set your boundaries and to keep them. So whatever you have leading up to the holiday season, keep those boundaries. So it's okay to say no to events. It's okay to step back from hosting. It's okay to say, I don't really have the energy to do that. I'm going to go to bed early. Little things that, you can say during the holidays and accompanies the statement no. I know I'm a people pleaser too. It's hard to say no. But please don't stretch your boundaries during the holidays because it's already a stressful time. Tip number 2 for managing your chronic illness during the holidays is setting a hard end time for events or gatherings. I know myself, and I can be social and energized for a certain amount of time, and then my body starts to lean into cramping, potential flare-ups, pain, fatigue. So I know my limits, and I kind of try to stay within them, and you know your body best. So whatever timings work for you, state that, there needs to be a hard end time at 11 p.m. tonight. And if they know you and you know what you're kind of going through, they will respect that. And again, if it's extended family or new friends, just kind of say, this is what I'm dealing with, if you feel comfortable talking about it. And if not, you don't have to explain. Just say everyone out at 11. You don't want to push past your boundaries that you've already set for yourself. And pushing past them can kind of interrupt the health and wellness that we've put into place throughout the year leading up to the holiday season. So setting a hard end time can really help, again, protect our boundaries and provide a little space for us to manage our chronic illness and the limits that we have before we have pain set in. Tip number 3, if you, again, are hosting gatherings or doing traditional things, have individuals help you with meal prep. You don't have to take on the whole dinner, turkey, the ham, the mashed potatoes, the carrots, the whatever it may be. If you're doing a big dinner, have your friends and family bring a dish or two. It can really help offset the load on yourself. Again, helping protect your fatigue, allowing yourself the wiggle room and the time to do other things during the holiday season, like rest. So having people, take on other aspects of the dinner can really help offset the stress that's associated, and oftentimes stress can cause flare-ups. So it's really important to have that offset during the holiday. Tip number 4, so after all of the holiday parties and all the holiday gatherings, plan a recovery day into your schedule. So I know for myself, I'm going to be wacko bananaed after a crazy, networking event or holiday party. So the day after, I set that aside for myself. And that may include resting, watching a fun holiday video. It may include all of these different things, but it's whatever I want to do with it for my rest day. And that includes maybe not having another event the day right after, because that's a lot for my body to take on. Okay, tip number 5 for managing the holidays with a chronic illness is refilling your prescriptions ahead of time if possible. So a lot of the times when we're getting ready for the holidays, we're traveling elsewhere. We're going out of city, we're going to a friend's house, or we may be traveling on a vacation. What I do highly suggest is that you pre-authorize your insurance company to extend your prescription date so that you can fill it for a longer period of time, so that you're not kind of causing more stress to fill prescriptions on top of planning and organizing events. Tip number 6 is to have a code word. Now, this might seem weird, but if you know your body and you know your body best, and you feel a flare-up coming on, or you feel not yourself, or you feel like you're talking to someone that doesn't get that you don't want to talk about your chronic illness, it might be good to have a code word with your friend or family member that's attending the event with you, to kind of notify them that you're kind of not feeling good about the situation, or you're not feeling like yourself. It can really help provide some support during the holiday season, especially at gatherings, and it can provide some extra support if you're feeling like a flare-up is coming, but you don't want to announce it to everyone because you haven't shared your chronic illness with others. So tip number 6 is to maybe have a code word to help have some additional support during the holidays. I know for myself, for tip number 7, that my fatigue is at an all-time high during the holiday season. I know this because my mind is racing. I'm trying to finish up work. I'm trying to organize holiday events and gatherings. So fatigue is at an all-time high. So my tip for you is to maybe order groceries and presents online. Maybe try and support small businesses if you can, and local businesses if they do provide that online presence. But it is a really good idea to order things online to reduce the stress of going out and getting things on top of everything else that you're trying to do. So ordering online or ordering groceries online for delivery can really help offset the stress during the holiday season. Tip number 8 to help manage the holidays with a chronic illness is to meal prep ahead of time. So if you know that certain foods can cause bloating or pain associated with your chronic illness, it might be a good idea to either, one, notify the host of the party or gathering that you're attending of some, dietary restrictions that you have, or 2, just pack some other fun things that you want to eat during the party. You can bring them as additional appetizers, I call them, but then I kind of just eat all of them because that's something that I would like to have during the holiday party, just to avoid any flare-ups that may cause me to not feel like my best during the holiday party or event. And tip number 9, which I think is the most important tip of managing the holidays with a chronic illness, is to provide grace and compassion for yourself. And I know it's kind of like a cheesy cliche thing to say, but it's the time of year when a lot of things are happening. It's the hustle and bustle of commercialization and buying gifts and, doing all these things. And yes, social gatherings is really important to feel connected, but it's also important to feel connected with yourself. And it's a time to take, to reflect and to acknowledge how far you've come in your chronic illness journey. All of these things are maybe providing additional avenues to provide less stress and to help you manage the holidays, but know that it's okay to start new traditions too. And it's okay to step away and to say, this year I'm going to do a new tradition, and that's maybe a little bit more low-key or a little bit more on the less entertaining side. And it's okay to just take the time and to provide grace and compassion for yourself, because you've gone through a lot this year, and I'm proud of you wherever you are in your journey and whatever chronic illness you're dealing with. I see you and I hear you, and your pain is valid, and I'm so proud of you. So I hope this video helped provide a little bit more advice and some support during the holidays. And if you have any other tips that would help others in their journey, feel free to comment them in the comment box below. I'm sure that they would help others kind of manage the stress of the holidays. And with that, I hope you have a very safe and happy holidays with your family and friends.